we got an amazing legendary artifact that we can get for free in Season 3 by defeating the Pillar of Trials. In today's video, guys, we're gonna see what exactly we can do with this legendary artifact, and it definitely feels like they designed it for the shadow heroes. They do tend to move much faster than the other heroes that we have in the game, to use their ultimate, their battle skills much faster. So the artifact that I'm talking about, guys, is this key right here. Now, I managed to defeat this yesterday morning or the day before, I cannot even remember. I just wanted to hold off with it and make a video to test this artifact and see its full potential, basically. So let me just quickly collect it. I should have enough currency to basically instantly level the artifact up. And let me just quickly walk you through what exactly it does. So you're getting attack percentage and flat from it. At the beginning of the battle, increases all allies' damage dealt by 15% for 20 seconds. Now, if you stay to think about it, it doesn't really sound like, oh my god, I can use this in long fights like the Vortex or versus the Chief Challenge bosses, the Chaos Shadow bosses in the Otherworld event. It's not really that sort of an artifact. In my opinion, this artifact is really going to speed up dungeon runs, is going to speed up some of the arena fights. It's not an artifact that you necessarily put on a specific damage dealer. In my opinion, you kind of like put it on a support hero that has a free slot that doesn't really require a different artifact, you know? And I think that heroes that really benefit from these guys are, of course, the rally heroes that can do crazy things and one-shot waves, especially for the Feymander. I think is going to be a very powerful artifact if you have a Filto on your account, or a Huberg, you know, heroes that really deal crazy damage and can one-shot other heroes. Or if you have a Scatius, the burn hero. I feel like all these three elemental affinities will benefit out of it. 16,000 Essence of Creation, bang, gone. So we are getting a lot of attack. 20 seconds is basically allowing us to use one ultimate, right? So we gotta make the most out of it. I want to try it first in dungeons. I want to try it in the Feymander, and I want to try it in arena. So let me just quickly sort out the team. Now, I want to start with the Goblin Dungeon, guys. While usually it takes you 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 seconds to defeat this stage, the highest stage on the Goblin, I do think that this artifact will benefit a lot of people from being able to move faster on this dungeon, you know? So this is the team that I'm running. This is my regular Goblin team. And yeah, Fenja, she is in here. She actually deals damage. Now, what I'm going to do first, guys, at the moment, I don't have the key on her. I actually have the lucky playing cards, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to do a run with it, and then we're going to do a run without it. Just to see if we're putting in the key, are we saving any time? What exactly happens with our running here? This is a pretty fast team overall. I think the best time that I got with it is like 34 seconds, and I haven't optimized this team in a very long time. I should be able to pull much better builds now. Look at that! Fenja one-shotting them like... That's it. Game over. They're dead. They're dead. That's how crazy she is. I should put a bit of a skill timing on one of my damage dealers. Either if he's Rook, either if he's Vitar, of course, just to delay a bit that AoE. So that should make our run slightly better, you know? Faster. And there we go. And we have Vitar ending the story here. So this was actually pretty smooth, right? I can improve the team, how I mentioned. 39 seconds. Now, if I'm going to bring that artifact in, can we actually get this run faster? The thing is, we're going to get 15% more damage on all the team for every single skill they use. Basic skill, battle skill, ultimate skill. So that's what really matters. That's what I really want to see, how well it will play out. So let's do another run in here. 33 seconds, of course, is a bit of RNG, but it's definitely something that can happen pretty often. So there we go. We're getting more damage from everybody. We actually killed this wave without having Vitar to use the ultimate as well. So that's how much faster it went, actually. So it does seem to be quite a bit faster. Quite a bit faster than usual, you know? Okay, and we have the last wave, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think we have another one. Can we beat that 33 seconds time? Oh, we have another wave. Okay, my bad, my bad. I thought that was the last one. Can we beat the 33 seconds? Give me 32. I'll be happy with that. 31? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, 38. So we saved 1 second. It might not make such a big difference on a team that has a bit of a RNG in the run, right? This is not the most consistent team at the exact same time, but I feel like it can definitely give you an extra push. I feel like early on in the game, so moving in Season 4, for example, I think it can benefit us quite a bit, considering that the gear sets that we're going to have, the stats on our heroes, won't be as great, you know? So I feel like this artifact can definitely lend us a hand of help while we're progressing through the game. Now, the next dungeon where I want to try this artifact, guys, is going to be the Heretical Ruins. Now, initially, I really wanted to try it on the Grave of Venom. Unfortunately, it's pretty hard to keep Garius alive alone while I'm still using the Gatekeeper staff, and I'm just not able to kind of like sustain the team in the right way with this combination of heroes. But you know what? We're actually gonna give them a go in here. These are the builds on them, right? So I have 5 legendary artifacts, playing cards on Filto that will actually allow him to make boom without crit rate. On 2 ultimates, we have the key on a Laurentil. I do want to try the key versus the pipe organ, for example. I'm curious to see if it actually really boosts the damage by 15% or is not as impactful as we might think. Maybe it's not such a good artifact, but we're going to give it a go and see. I have the Flute of the King on Huberg, and of course we have the Gatekeeper staff. I do have a bit of a timing in here to make sure that the team stays alive and this run is consistent. I will use some food as well because usually when I'm farming I'm using it, so why not? So there we go. We use the one that gives us radiant damage and 10% more attack, so literally the best for this team. And I have a defense aura. I can actually put a crit damage aura instead. I don't really need a defense one. Let's see what can we do with this artifact on. So for the first 20 seconds, we are going to have a 15% damage output on everybody. Let's see the first ultimates. Where are they taking us? Okay, we dropped more than 50% of the HP. So we had 1.6 million left on the boss. Okay, I'm gonna let him use the ultimate, and Rose will cut in right before my other heroes are using their own ultimates. I have the shield that protects my team to stay alive, and this should be honestly 28 seconds spot on every single run. Or maybe it's gonna go down to 27 sometimes. But okay, maybe up to 29 sometimes. So 28 seconds, 29 this time around, and yeah, it's definitely pretty nice. Now, what if we remove that artifact? Now, I don't really have any issues with the RNG in terms of crit hits or anything like that. He has full crit rate. He has full crit rate on the 2 hits. Of course, he doesn't have it on the battle skill and the basic skill, but that won't really deal the craziest damage. And he doesn't have full crit rate. He's kind of like built more with a lot of attack. What I do want to do quickly is to bring in the pipe organ instead of the key and see approximately if there is a difference in the damage. This gives me 10% attack on all of my range heroes. So we're going to get basically 600 more attack on Huberg and on the Filto just because of that artifact. Is it going to make a difference though? Is that 15% damage better than the 600 attack that we have on? So let's see. That's why I have these builds on them, because I was curious to try it out, you know. Okay, more or less is the same thing. More or less is the same thing. But let's just say you don't have the pipe organ, which I'm going to remove in a second, and I'm gonna give him a completely different artifact that will not increase the damage for the other two, and we're gonna see what we get like that. So seems like 600 attack equals 15% extra damage, more or less, approximately. It's not something that I calculated or anything like that, but it kind of like gives you an idea, you know. So that's actually pretty good to know. You see, we're we're learning new things while we're testing other things. So if I'm removing that, and let me just give him the Manticore. It's not even leveled up, the Manticore, but let's go in like this. And right now, they're not getting the 600% attack. They're not getting the 15% extra damage for 20 seconds. So let's see where we are this time around with our damage. Are we going to see a massive drop or no? So far, it doesn't really feel like is a drop in the damage though. But I'm curious after the ultimates. So we have 1, we have 2. Yeah, so how you probably noticed, we got almost 150k less damage on the boss, which honestly is not that much if you stay to think about it, right? Is not that much. Now, I do think if you are able to use a strategy where you're one-shotting the Feymander waves, it will shine more in there because you don't really stay more than one ultimate in there. If you have a Skratch or if you have Filto, they are usually the characters that can get that job done. And if you have the pipe organ versus this legendary artifact, you won't really notice a massive difference to be like, that's it, I really need this new artifact over the pipe organ or anything like that, you know. So it's good to know that they're kind of like doing pretty much the same sort of things. I do want to do just one wave running here, guys, and I'm quickly going to bring in this team actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop their skill timing because we don't need that. We have the attack aura, we have the food right there. Let's put Garius right there, put Rose right there, put Filter in the middle, and that's where he's really going to shine. You know, the artifact is really going to shine in here. We still have the key on. Let's crack on with the run. Hopefully Dagarika won't mess us up, you know. Okay, somebody died. I haven't even seen who died. Okay, Garius. But then Filto goes in and makes boom, you know. So I feel like for these scenarios, that's where the artifact is going to have the best value. If we're talking about arena, I think the shadow heroes can really benefit out of it. Some of the other heroes might get a bit crowd control. They might get some of their ultimate energy depleted, and the 20 seconds might expire before they use their ultimate energy, you know. So it, in a way or another, it can be a bit a similar case in here as well, where they get crowd controlled. I don't have my shadow heroes scrolled, at least not all of them. My Aspalta, she's not scrolled. I do have scrolls on Ozel, and I do have scrolls, of course, on Taldi. My Gulandesh is scrolled. I don't have Phantom Down scrolled either, you know. So hopefully we're gonna see some nice results with the team, you know. I'm curious if any of them will actually go before. So we lost the tank here, unfortunately. So we got Ozel to proc the ultimate, killed all of them right there, and then dealt with the rest, you know. That's actually pretty badass. Like, that one ultimate without defense down just one-shot them. 15% extra damage is definitely very helpful when you need it in cases like this for arena. This team is a very hard counter to Shadow, so we're not going to go against that. My god, what's with all these tanks in here? What's with all these tanks in here? So we have 18.2 seconds on Tamar, plus she has 100 more skill haste from the artifact. She's definitely going to stun all of us before we get to move. So not a good enemy, right? But you know what? Let's give it a go. Probably we're gonna lose this fight, but let's give it a go. Still, I wanna see it. Just because we won't have a lot of crazy buffs, that Tamar will definitely drop the stun on us. You know, as expected. I thought that I'll lose this fight. Yeah, I already saw it before I even started the run. You know. Okay, we took some of them down. That's it. He died. Okay, we still had Lucian running around. I thought that he was dead as well, because if he wasn't jumping on Ozel right there, I think he was gonna be able to wipe the rest of the tanks, and then maybe Tamar was gonna kick our butt. But still, it would have been an interesting thing. Now this team right here is not a very powerful team in general. Ice Blast is really, really bad in Arena, guys. Just so you know, if you have a team with Ice Blast, just change it. Anything else will do better. Anything else will do better than that. So this was a pretty quick wipe, 10 seconds with this artifact. Again, another Ice Blast right here. We do have Velocia. Beldele this time around. They might kill my tank, honestly. If I don't get to kill them before. That Velocia might bring a lot of damage reduction. But I'm curious to see, can we overcome all of the damage reduction that she brings on, you know? Okay, so we one-shot all of them there. Beautiful with Ozel. I like that. I like that. So we still have two enemies alive, but they're going to go down. And how you may notice, this all happens under 20 seconds. So they're all keeping that 15% extra damage till the end of the fight. So that's actually a pretty good thing. I actually like the artifact for cases like this. It's a shame that we cannot actually use it on bosses like chief challenges or vortex or anything like that has a longer duration. The battle has a longer duration, you know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you tried the artifact yet? You like it? You're not such a big fan? You don't think it's really going to help you a lot? I definitely think it's not going to be so impactful this season for free-to-play players that don't have a lot of crazy heroes. I do think it will be more effective when we're progressing through the game by increasing the damage, you know. But much love, appreciate every single one of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.